The chapter Truma, item 227.
And as usual, before we read the Zohar, we have to be in intentions, and according to our intentions to be one, the reforming light will influence us and connect us to the soul, where we feel the bringing of contentment to the Creator.
Volume 5, the chapter Gold and Silver and Bronze, item 227. And they shall take a donation for me, which is the Malchut, that is united with Zerampin. In what is she a donation? In gold, the left line, since from there she is fed first, because she is the lower Gvura, that comes from the side of gold, from which there is illumination of Chokhmah, for the Malchut is built from the left line, and although she comes from the gold, she remains only on the side of silver, the right line, in illumination of Chasadim. Item 228. A cup of blessing implies Malchut, which is called a cup, which should be received with the right and with the left, but the majority remains on the right, and the left evokes the right, imparting it with illumination of Chokhmah, and not clinging to it because the cup is placed between right and the left unites and becomes included in the right. Then the right clings above in Zerampin, as it is written, "His left is under my head, and his right shall embrace me." Gold and silver are, as it is written, "Mine is the silver and mine is the gold," which are right and left of Zerampin. But in Malchut, gold comes first, then silver, because she is built from the left line, gold. 229. Bronze is a gold-like color, because it is made of the color of gold and the color of silver. This is the Malchut that receives in the left and right of Zerampin, gold and silver. For this reason, the bronze altar is small. As it is written, "For the bronze altar that was before the Lord was too small to hold the burnt offering." And as it is written, "And David was the youngest," which is Malchut, called the small light. And even though he is small, everything is gripped within it. The other altar, the inner one, is not called small, even if it were only 1 cubit by 1 cubit, since it is not dependent on the measure, for it is not small, but only as it is written, "The great light for the governance of the day, and the small light for the governance of the night." The bronze altar is the small light, and the great light is the inner altar, the gold altar. 230. Azure is azure of tzitzit. Azure is a chair, a hand tefillin, Malchut, the judgment chair, in which soul sentences are sentenced, Malchut on the part of the harsh din in her. There is a chair in which monetary sentences are sentenced, which is a weak din, and there is a chair in which soul sentences are sentenced, which is a harsh din, and azure is the harsh din in Malchut. For this reason, all the colors are good for dreams except azure. So he will know that his soul is being sentenced, and when the soul is being sentenced, the body is sentenced for extinction. That dream needs much rachamim, mercy. Item 231. Azure is a chair, as it is written, as the appearance of a sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne. It is also written, and a brightness round about it, since it is used for making covers for the tzitzit, and the brightness shines for it and returns to the green color in which more white is seen. This is planet Venus, which shines before dawn. From that time on, the time of the Shema, reading begins, since the azure color has changed into the color green, which is weak din. And this is why it is forbidden to judge souls at night, since the azure color dominates and permission is given to snatch a soul without trial. At that time, the Sitra Achra has the power to confuse the minds of the judges, because the sentence, which is Zerampin, Rachamim does not govern. 232. When the morning comes and the right side that is above awakens, a light comes out, reaches the azure, and changes from what it was. At that time, the right controls it, and the throne of Rachamim becomes attached to it. From that time on is the time of the Shema reading. Item 233. Crimson is a collection of all the colors together, Zeramp in the middle line, a worm of scarlet or of scarlets. It is written, for all her household are clothed with scarlets, which is a color called scarlet, the point of Miftecha in Malchut. It includes within it all the colors as well as the point of Manula, luck. Scarlet and scarlets are the same. It is called scarlets when all are included in it, the Manula too. The scarlet comes out of the throne, out of the upper throne, Zerampin, which is a throne to Bina, and governs the azure from the right side, the Miftacha. He is the guardian of Israel, and it is written about him, Michael is your minister, Hesed, in whom there is the Miftacha. He is called a worm because his power is in the mouth, the corrected Masach in the Pederosh, like a worm that breaks everything and uproots everything. If the Dinim, the Manula, that are included in it appear, they cause the departure of all the lights. Item 234. Scarlet, worm, and six. These are the two colors of the right and left together, white and red. Both are in Yesod, because the Dinim and Malchut are included in Yesod. And six is linen, in which 6 strings connect Yesod, as it is written, his body also was like onyx, who is angel Gabriel. It is so because in those two, Hagat and Yesod, are Michael and Gabriel included. Michael in the scarlet worm and Gabriel in the linen. Item 235. Goats are lower gvurot in the externality, Tiferet and Malchut in the klipot Noga de Bria. They cover the internals in the Gdusha, and all is needed. Room should be given to everything, because they come from the side of gold, extended from the side of Gvura, gold. Ram's skin dyed red are extensions of 2 sides, right and left. Chub of the Noga Klipa, to cover for the Gdusha in another place. It is so because the goats cover their corresponding binot in the Gdusha, and the ram's skins dyed red cover their corresponding binot in Gdusha. Item 236. Porpoise skins are 1 bina that has grown inside the Sitra Achra in the ruin and is not present in the world. It is considered purity. It is called porpoise, and it is Zon of Noga de Atzilut, who grows inside the 3 klipot, stormy wind, great cloud, and blazing fire. Item 237. In King Solomon's book, there are high secrets in the bronze altar. You shall make an altar of earth for me, meaning the Malchut. Bronze is when other mountains govern, and Malchut must feed them. She is dyed in the bronze color to feed them, for then Malchut is called the bronze altar, and they are called the bronze mountains. Item 238. A spirit is drawn into those bronze mountains from within the altar, Malchut, who is the letter Nun in Nehoshit, bronze. When the altar departs in another ascent, the letter Nun departs, meaning the holy altar, leaving the spirit of the bronze mountains, the letters Het, Shin, Tav. When the spirit ascends in its existence, it is called Etachash, porpoise, because the letter Nun has departed it. Item 239. The spirit of the porpoise divides into several spirits, which is called porpoise 2. This is why that people is called Tahash, porpoise, as it is written, and Tahash and Makach. They knew this animal, Tahashus, who was in the tabernacle, which is called after them. Item 240. And acacia wood. These are the sacred secrets of those boards of the tabernacle, which are called acacia wood. It is written in the boards, acacia woods standing up, and it is written, seraphim stand, to teach that the boards are seraphim. Item 241. Henceforth, oil for lighting is extension of the holy oil of Gadlut, to extend the mochin dagar upon them. Onyx stones and setting stones are the holy stones, the foundations of the tabernacle, which are 4 angels, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael. Each of them consists of 3 lines, which are the 12 carriers of the Merkava, Malchut. In those holy Merkavot, those 12, they gather alone to cherish and to praise in garments of honor the breastplate in which the priest intends a name and mentions 12 tribes. This is why they are 12 stones. Item 242. There are 13 kinds, gold, silver, and more, except for these 12 precious stones in the setting stones, and all amount to 25 letters in the upper secret of the unification. Opposite these, Moses carved and set up 25 letters in the verse of the unification, as it is written, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, which are 25 engraved letters carved in the upper one. Item 243. Yaakov wished to correct the unification below in Malchut and set up 24 letters, which are blessed be the name of the glory of his kingdom forever and ever. He did not complement to 25 letters because the tabernacle, Malchut, was still not corrected. Once the tabernacle had been corrected, and the first thing that came out of there was completed, when it was completed, he spoke only in 25 letters to show that it was completed, similar to the upper one, Zerampin, as it is written, And the Lord spoke to him from the tent of meeting, saying, Thus 25 letters. The root of Malchut that comes forth from there is the point of Chazeh, where there are dinim of Masach, the Chirik, the Zerampin. The dinim do not harm Zerampin himself, as they are at his siyum end, since Zerampin is essentially Hagat through the Chazeh, and from his Chazeh and below, he belongs to Malchut, and the dinim do not blemish above the place from which they exit. However, Malchut is blemished by them because they are at her root. Those dinim are corrected in a unification, and this is why they are still not so corrected until they arrive in the number of lights to complement 25 bechinot, until the tabernacle is erected. And that's why these 25 types of correction exist of the tabernacle. And all of these letters were clarified in the engraved letters. Because the tabernacle was complemented in these, it is called Koh, 25, in the complete unification of the tabernacle Malchut. This is why it is written, And your pious ones shall bless you, which are the letters bless, Koh, where Koh is the completion of the entire tabernacle and its correction. Koh corresponds to 22 letters, Torah, prophets, and hagiographa, which are the one whole and one secret. Item 244. And that's why these 25 types of correction exist for the corrections of tabernacle. And all of these letters were clarified in the engraved letters, because the tabernacle was complemented in these, that is called Kaf Hey, in the complete unification of the tabernacle Malchut. This is why it is written, and your pious ones shall bless you, which are the letters bless, Kaf Hey, where Kaf Hey, Ko, is the completion of the entire tabernacle and its corrections. Kaf Hey corresponds to 22 letters, Torah, prophets, and hagiographa, which are one whole and one secret. Item 245. When Israel unite, the unification in the verse of the letter of the 25 letters, which are, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And in blessed be the name of the glory of his kingdom forever and ever, which are 24 letters. Each of them aims in them. All the letters unite together, and 49 gates in Yovel Binah rise in one bunding. It is so because 25 and 24 are 49, and then there is a need to rise up to Binah and not more. At that time, the 49 gates of Binah open, and the Creator considers that person as though he had kept the whole of Torah, which comes in 49 phases. 246. For this reason, one must aim the heart and the desire in 25 and in 24, to raise them in the heart's desire to the 49 gates. Once he has intended in that, he will aim in the unification, Hear, O Israel, and in blessed be the name of the glory of his kingdom forever and ever, which are the whole of the Torah. Happy is he who intends in them, because he is certainly the whole of the Torah above and below. This is the complete person, male and female, since Hear, O Israel, is male, and blessed be the name of the glory of his kingdom forever and ever is female, and it is the whole of the faith. Item 247. There is a dispute between Shammai and Hillel concerning rising and laying down. It is written, when you lie down and when you rise up. Shammai thinks it is in the evening, when it is the time of the Nukva's governess, and in the Nukva one must lean and read the Shema laying down. In the morning, when the male Zerampin governs with the governance of the upper world, one should rise and read before the male, just as a prayer must be standing up. Also, whenever the male comes, it should be while standing up. 248. The house of Hillel thinks that if Zerampin were alone and Malchut were alone, they would have to be divided, and this would be standing up, and the other would be lying down. But once we connect Zerampin and Malchut in a bunding of 49 faces and 49 gates, which are 25 of Shema and 24 of Blessed be the name of the glory of his kingdom forever and ever, we do not need to give. One is alone, and the other is alone, but to show that all is one without separation. The morning Shema reading and the evening Shema reading must not be divided. As that happens for a person, so he should cite, whether standing up or lying down, for they are both in one bunding, as they desire it, and as it should be seen. Item 249. Hence, the male Zerampin is in Vak, in the verse, Hear, O Israel, which are the 6 other words opposite the Vak de Gadlut that he receives from Abba Ve'ima. Also, the female is in Vak, in Blessed be the name of the glory of his kingdom forever and ever, which are 6 words opposite the Vak de Gadlut that she receives from Zerampin, and both rise in one bunding in 49 gates. In all places, the practice follows the view of Hillel.
Are there any questions? Okay, let's continue. As usual, yes.
Who has aroused one from the east? Section. Who has aroused one from the east? Item 250. Who has aroused one from the east? Me. Who? Is the upper world Binah, since the beginning comes forth from there, so that faith Malchut will appear. Item 251. Me is the most hidden of all that are hidden, of those who are unknown and were never revealed, upper Abba Ve'ima, whose Yud never comes out from their Avir, air, and who are never known. He reveals his glory to be known from a place called the East, Zerampin, since faith begins from there, meaning Malchut, as well as the light to appear. It is so because Malchut receives all the disclosures from Zerampin. Afterwards it is written, he calls in righteousness to his feet, since Tzedek, righteousness, Malchut, reveals the upper Gvura, revealing the Chokhmah in the left line of Zerampin, Gvura, and the governance of the Creator, Zerampin. He made this Tzedek governor of all the worlds, to lead them and to properly correct them. This is why it is written, he delivers up nations before him and subdues kings. Since all the kings in the world are under the authority of the Tzedek, as it is written, he judges the world with righteousness. Item 252. He calls in righteousness to his feet. Who calls whom? Is it east to Tzedek or Tzedek to east? Tzedek always calls upon the illuminating mirror, Zerampin, who's called east, and who's never still. Tzedek always stands at his feet because Malchut clothes over the Nechi of Zerampin, who are called Raglaim, legs. She never moves from there and calls and is not still. It is written about it, O God, do not remain quiet, do not be silent, and, O God, do not be still. And now the Creator has illuminated this way for us by the merit of Eleazar, my son, who calls upon the upper light and does not keep still. Happy are the righteous in this world and in the next world. Section. God, you are my God, I shall seek you. Item 253. It is written, a psalm of David while he was in the Judea desert. What is the difference from all other praises? It does not say in which place King David praised them, and here it says, while he was in the Judea desert. But not only this, for there is also the verse when he changed his demeanor before Avimelech, and when the Ziphites came, and so are all of them. This is to show David's merit to all the people in the world, that even though he was afflicted and was being chased, he exerted to say psalms and praise to the Creator.
254.
Item 254. And even though he would speak in the Holy Spirit was not on him until he tried to have it on him. Similarly, in every place there is no Holy Spirit from above before a person awakens it from below. And although David was being pursued and afflicted, he did not let the psalms and praises out of his mouth, nor cease to praise his Master for everything. Item 255. A psalm of David indicates that first the Spirit of holiness is on him, and then he said the psalm. For David, a psalm indicates that first he said the psalm, then the Spirit of holiness was over him. Here the Spirit of holiness was on him first, since he said, a psalm of David. Does that mean that it was without effort? Rather, had he not aimed himself first, the Spirit of holiness would not have been on him. Item 256. A psalm in the Spirit of holiness, which is called a psalm. It is called so because Malchut, which is the Spirit of holiness, always praises the upper king, Zerampin, for For at all times she praises and sings and does not keep still. When David came and found the goof of Malchut, her vak properly corrected, and she was on him. He revealed in this world to praise and to sing to the king to Zerampin. It is also that this world will be corrected in similarity with above. Item 257. To David, a whole man in his corrections, corrected a righteous man. David never changed. He was the same in times of contentment and in times of affliction. While he was in the Judea desert, is the praise of David, that although he was afflicted, although he was being pursued, he praised and sang for the Creator, and said a praise that He is great and honorable. Item 258. The merit of the praise is, God, you are my God, I shall seek you. God is simply the God of everything. Since he said, God, why did he say, my God? It indicates his degree, for there are 3 degrees here: God, my God, and you. And although they are 3 names, they are 1 degree: the living God. God is above in Bina, who is called the living God. My God is from the end of the heavens to the end of the heavens, Zerampin. You is his degree, Malchut. Although it is all one and rises in one name, in the literal meaning of the words, they still imply 3 degrees. 259. I shall seek you means that he established the lights that shines in blackness, the light of Chokhmah that is governed by the left at the point of Shuruk, which cannot shine for lack of Hasadim, and is therefore called black light. It is so because the light that is in the blackness does not illuminate until it is corrected below, meaning Man is raised and Hasadim are extended for Chokhmah to clothe in, and then she illuminates. One who corrects this black light, even though it is black, is rewarded with the white light that shines, which is the light of the illuminating mirror, Zerampin. This is a man who is rewarded with the next world. Item 260. Those who seek me shall find me. Those who seek me are those who correct the light of those who seek me, the black light. Shall find me. It does not write shall find me, but shall find me with a double nun in the word find me in Hebrew. This indicates that he is rewarded with 2 lights: the black light of blackness, the Chokhmah in Malchut, which does not illuminate for lack of Hasadim, and the white light which shines, which is Zerampin that clothes the Chokhmah in Malchut with Hasadim, and she illuminates. It follows that he has been rewarded with a mirror that does not shine, the Malchut, and with the illuminating mirror Zerampin. And this is the meaning of shall find me with a double nun, 2 lights. This is why David said, I shall seek you, since he established the black light of blackness, Malchut, so that the white light that illuminates Zerampin will shine upon him, meaning that the Chokhmah in Malchut will clothe in Hasadim the Zerampin, and then Malchut will be corrected in and illuminating. 261. My soul thirsts for you, my flesh yearns for you, as one who is hungry for food and thirsty to drink, in a dry and weary land where there is no water. This is Malchut that is dominated by the left, which is black light, for lack of Hasadim, water. At that time, she is a desert and not a habitable place. She is not a holy place, and is therefore regarded as a place without water. This is why David corrected her and extended for her water from Zerampin. And as we are hungry and thirsty for you after Hasadim in this place, thus I have seen you in the sanctuary to see your power and your glory. Since the hunger and thirst cause the raising of man and the extension of Hasidim from Zerampin to clothe Malchut black light, and then she returns to Kedusha and shines.
הרב שלום, האם בקריאת הזוהר, למרות שיש בודדים מכל עשירייה ואין עשיריות מלאות, הכמות הזו מספיקה לכלול בתוכה את החסרים?
During the reading of the Zohar, does it rejoin the light through the 10? It doesn't matter who's coming, I can be just...
I'll be the reader and that's enough. It says the least amount of people is 2. How much we attract while holding the right intention will be enough. It's for everyone.
If the 10 is full, are we getting more out of it?
In the morning lesson, we do exercises. We teach, we learn all these wisdoms, and that raises the degree of the 10. While here we're attracting the light that acts generally on all who are here and not here. We have agreed between us that those who can will come. And that's how it exists now. Two is enough. That already attracts and disseminates this light.
Article, and they will take a donation for me. Item 262. And they will take a donation for me from every man. When the Creator showed Moses the making of the tabernacle, it was hard for him, and he could not bear it. Now, here we should ask, if the Creator gives a donation, Malchut, only to Moses, how did he give her to another, saying that the children of Israel should take this donation? 263. Indeed, he gave her to Moses and did not give her to another. It is like a king who was among his people, but a queen was not with the king. As long as the queen was not with the king, the people does not determine that it will remain with them, and they cannot sit still confidently. Once the queen has come, all the people are happy and sit confidently. Similarly, in the beginning, even though the Creator performed miracles and tokens for them through Moses, the people still did not determine that the Creator would be with them. When the Creator said, and they will take a donation for me, and I will set my tabernacle among you, they all promptly determined that the Creator would be with them and rejoiced in the work of the Creator. It is written about it, and it came to pass on the day that Moses had finished, when Moses' bride came down to the earth. This is why it writes Kalot without a vav, indicating the upper bride, Malchut, who came down to the earth to be in Israel. 264. And it came to pass always indicates affliction. Why does it write here, and it came to pass on the day? On the day when divinity came down to the land, a slanderer was on her, and darkness and gloom covered her, so she would not come down. 1,510,000 slandering angels were over her, so she would not come down. The descent of divinity below, to be in Israel, is in disclosure of illumination of Chokhmah in her. Her descent below is regarded as extension of Chokhmah from above downwards, which is extended only by the domination of the left line without the right. Hence, at that time there is one who slanders her, covering her with darkness and gloom that come with the domination of the left. 1,500 slandering angels extend from the left line and half a line of Gal. It is so because the 3 lines are 3 times 10,000. It follows that the left line is 10,000 and half the middle line is 510,000. This indicates that both the dinim of the left line and the dinim of the middle line appeared on her to hide the illumination of Chokhmah in her so that she cannot come down. 265. At that time, the whole of the group of high angels are before the Creator. They said before him, Lord of the world, every brightness and every light of ours is in the divinity of your honor, and now you will go down to the lower ones, so the illumination of Chokhmah in her will spread from above downward, and at that time her light will darken. At that time, divinity strengthened, meaning united with Zeranpin, and was included in his decision, meaning that in all the places the illumination of the left will shine only from below upward. Then she broke the darkness and the gloom as one who breaks strong spears, great harm-doers, and descended to the earth. When they all saw it, they started and said, O Lord, our Lord, how great is your name in all the earth. It is great indeed, for it breaks several spears, and strong forces descended to the earth and ruled over everything. This is why it is written, and it came to pass, indicating affliction, that several armies and camps of angels suffered on the day when Moses' bride came down to the earth. 266. This is why it does not write, and they will take from me and a donation, but, and they will take a donation for me, to show that it is all one, without separation. Divinity, which is called donation, is one with for me, without separation, and the work of the tabernacle is as above, one corresponding the other, including divinity in all the sides, above and below. Here in this world, the work of the tabernacle is as the work of the body, so it is fit for inclusion of a spirit within it, meaning divinity, who is included above and below, and who is the Spirit of holiness. 267. Divinity is forever drawn and enters the body, the tabernacle, so that the moach, brain, is inside the klippah. The tabernacle and kilim are like the klippah to divinity, who is the moach, and it is all as it should be. Also, the Spirit of holiness, divinity, is made inside the body, so it includes within it another high and fine spirit that illuminates Zeranpin, who clothes inside divinity. Everything unites in this way and is included in one another, and one enters in the other until they unite and clothe in this world, which is the last klippah outside. The upper mind dresses in the lower one. The upper one is like a moach, and the lower one is a klippah, with regard to it, until the lowest dresses in the actual impure klippot. The klippot, too, are one inside the other, upper one in lower one, until the last lower one among the klippot dresses inside planet Earth of this world. It follows that this world is the last klippah, outside of all of them. 268. The strong klippah of tum'ah, impurity, is inside the klippah of this world, like a nut, whose external shell is not strong, meaning the nut's green shell, which is soft. The shell inside of it is a strong shell, as hard as wood. Similarly, planet Earth itself is a light shell, and the shell within it is the hard shell. It is the same above as well. The hard shell, klippah, is another spirit, which governs the body. Within it is a light shell, and within it, that is the moach, which is divinity, the nefesh. And within that is Zeranpin, the ruach, spirit.
Are there any questions?
שלום רב, מה המשמעות של המספרים?
the meaning of the numbers that we keep hearing?
It's the meaning of the degrees.
So when we attain it, we'll start to understand the numbers?
Yeah, it's like a screen. It's like a screen. There's a force of reception that attracts and a screen that rejects. And a collision between them. Through that collision, the Kli forms. It depends on which degree we're talking about. You see here, there are 30 million, 15 million, huge numbers we're talking about here because we're talking about Gar Desolut.
Is there a meaning behind the numbers that go alongside us in life? Not in a mystical way, but...
No, maybe just as mysticism. I don't know. There is no meaning. This is not something that I deal with.
Danilo from Brazil is asking, during the reading of Zohar, do I need to ask for the light to hover the friends and that it'll reform the friends, or do I need to see the friends as already corrected?
Both. I can't say that it's either this or that. Both are necessary. Now, in regards to what you're saying, there's a simple thing here. If I understand, and I'm among these numbers with the system of earth and sky, and everything is one system, and all these interrelations between objects and things and Partsufim, these are all numbers. Then I can express it through numbers. But if I don't understand this and if I'm not in it, then these numbers are they don't have a place here. They're not real for me.
A friend from Petah Tikva was asking regarding the perception of reality. When we are studying, do we need to understand all the connections between us and that it's all found within me? The question is,
yeah, but this does not relate to the Zohar. In Zohar, we're intending towards the light that returns to the source. We're not planning to reveal what the Zohar is talking about. For a person that hasn't acquired a restriction or masach, it's very good that he wants to understand, but it's like giving a little baby, a toddler, a huge car, and a very dangerous one. Yes. Only the light that returns to the source will help us. Go on.
Article, opening, and light cover over the Holy Land. Item 269. Everything is established differently in the Holy Land because the hard klippah that dresses inside the land breaks off from that place and does not govern her at all. It is so because the hard klippah breaks and develops from this side and from that side until an opening is made there. This means that the illumination of the lines from the right and from the left break the hard klippah that is blocking out, and an opening is made instead of it to receive the lights. 270. This is an opening in the Holy Land whenever the work is done properly. When Israel caused inequities, the hard klippah on the side of the opening extends back to this side and to that side until the edges of the klippah come together. This was only during the ruin, when the klippah blocks out the moach. The klippah governs Israel and repels them from this place to the outside. 271. Yet, even though she repelled them to the outside, the klippah cannot govern in the holy place, in the holy land, because it is not its place. Hence, since the klippah cannot govern in the holy place, why is it standing ruined? After all, there is ruin in the world only from the side of the hard klippah. 271. But when it was ruined only on the part of the hard klippah. When he blocked the moch and the Creator made it that a klippah would not rule over this place, and when the klippah repelled Israel from it, a klippah reopened as before, and because the holy people were not there, for they were in exile, a holy cover of a light curtain covered that opening to keep that place so that the hard klippah would not block it, and the cover grips to all of its sides to safe keep it. 273. There cannot be a holy ointment on the earth as in the beginning, because the light cover grips there so it would not come down, because the holy people is not there. This is why the ruin was not built, since the day when the land was ruined. Also, the hard klippah cannot govern, because a light cover grips to all its sides on the opening, so the klippah would not govern there and would not block the moach, since the light cover from the extension of the holy curtain above keeps that place. 274. For this reason, when all those souls of the rest of the nations that dwell in the land depart from the world, the land does not receive them and repels them outside. They walk and roam and incarnate several incarnations until they leave the whole of the Holy Land and circle about until they reach their side in their tum'ah. And all those souls of Israel that are deceased there rise. The light cover receives them, and they enter the upper Kedusha, since every kind goes to its kind. 275. Each of the souls of Israel that pass away abroad in the domain of the hard klippah walks and circles and incarnates until she returns to her place and enters her proper place. Happy is he whose soul comes out in the domain of the Kedusha, in the opening in the Holy Land. 276. If one whose soul comes out in the Holy Land is buried on that day, the spirit of Tumah does not govern him at all. This is why it is written in regard to the hanged, but you shall surely bury him on the same day, and you shall not defile your land. It is so because at night permission is given to the spirit of Tumah to roam, and although they were given permission, they will not enter the Holy Land, except if they find there a kli in which to enter, meaning the corpse of the dead. 277. Organs and fat that burn on the altar at night to feed other kinds of their smoke, meaning the sitra acha, does not mean that they enter the land in order to feed on the smoke, and not to extend them into the land. On the contrary, it is so that the Sitra Acha will not govern inside the land, and they will not be drawn to enter there. This is why the smoke from the organs and the fat would rise in a twisted manner and would roll abroad, walking hastily until it enters a foreman on the north side, which is the chambers of all the Sitra Acha. There the smoke would enter, and all would be fed there. 278. The smoke of the offerings that rises during the day would rise to its place directly upward, and those who feed on it would be fed, as it is written, for a soothing aroma, an offering by the fire to the Lord. From the opening, from the foramen, on the north side, all the sides of the hard klippah would be fed. Those who were outside the Holy Land, they would feed on the coarse smoke of organs and fats. 279. The bodies of the righteous who were not taken after pleasures and lusts of the hard klipa in this world are not governed by the spirit of Tum'ah at all, since they did not participate with it at all in this world, as the body of the wicked takes after the hard klipa in this world, and after its delights and pleasures and its corrections, so it is defiled after the soul departs it. 280. The spirit of Tum'ah cannot rule over the bodies of righteous who only take delight in the pleasures of mitzvah in this world, and the meals of Sabbaths, festivals, and special occasions, since they did not delight in anything that belongs to it, and because they took nothing from it, it has no authority over them. Happy is he who does not enjoy anything that belongs to it in this world. 281. One whose soul exits the Holy Land, and the body is defiled by the spirit of Tum'ah. The spirit of Tum'ah is absorbed in it until it returns to the dust. If a body in which the spirit of Tum'ah is absorbed is elevated to be buried in the Holy Land, it is written about it, "But you came and defiled my land, and you made an abomination of my inheritance, my land, which the spirit of Tum'ah did not govern in your body, in which the spirit of Tum'ah was absorbed, which you bring to bury in my land. You defile it, to be defiled by it by the impure body, unless the Creator brings remedy to the land, since when the body decays, the Creator breathes wind from above and repels the spirit of Tum'ah outward, for He spares the land." 282. The spirit of Tum'ah never governed Joseph's body, even though his soul departed into another authority abroad, since during his life he was never taken with the spirit of Tum'ah. This is the reason why he did not want his body buried in the Holy Land, but said, "And you shall carry my bones up, and not my body." 283. Jacob did not die. His body always exists. Also, he did not fear the Sitra Achra, because his bed was perfect in the wholeness of the upper light, in the illumination of the 12 tribes and the 70 souls. This is why he did not fear the Sitra Achra, who could not govern him. Moreover, he is a body of the upper form, the Merkava for Tiferet, and his beauty grips to all the sides, and all those organs of Adam HaRishon would grip him. This is why it is written, "And I will lie down with my fathers, and you will carry me from Egypt," meaning a whole body. This is why, and the physicians embalmed Israel, so his body would remain existing. And so it should be. For the rest of the people in the world whose soul departed in the Holy Land, the soul and the body are saved from everything.
Okay, we'll continue tomorrow, since this is a big topic.
שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב מנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב מנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד.
מחר הכנה לשיעור בוקר בשעה 2:45. נא להחזיר את הספרים.